practicalities, just to really take you through some real kind of suggestions. As I said to you, now is the perfect time to start, okay? It is fantastic that we have this exhibition, this event, now in October of 2010, because it is the perfect time for you to apply for admission in September of 2011. Okay, so if you are interested, now is a really great time to apply, because you need to apply normally about between 6 or 9 months before the start of the course itself. Most application forms are online. Again, the application form I haven't looked at in detail because it's quite simple, but basically it's your personal details, your contact details, your list of universities that you've attended, things like that. But most application forms are available online from the university. It takes between 4 and 6 weeks for a university to process your application. So that just to give you an idea of how long it takes from the time that you send your application. Sometimes it's useful to send your CV or your resume, which is just basically a simple list of your academic and professional achievements. So if you have some work experience, or if you have, you know, the dates that you've achieved, your university scores, etc. So sometimes that's useful. And also a simple thing, make sure that your contact details are correct. Sometimes people don't put the full postal address or the full email address. Make sure that your contact details are correct when you send your application to the university, because some universities still do send things via post, and if they do send you even practical information via post, it's important that you can receive that information here in Brazil. Just finally, a few points. We are focused particularly on the master's degree, the standard master's degree in the UK, but certainly there are other options. There are research degrees in the UK, a Master's of Research, and the PhD, which is the doctorate degree. To be honest, the process of admission is very similar, but if you are interested in research or a doctorate program, you will need to have a research proposal and contact with a possible supervisor. Again, we can help you with these details at a later date, but I just wanted to mention this during the talk. And again, some universities offer integrated programs where you can do a master's and a PhD together at the same during the same program. So instead of doing 3 years of a PhD, a doctorate program, you can do 4 years, where the first year is the master's, and then you could continue on to the doctorate program. So just to mention that there are some combinations between the standard master's program and the possibility of continuing to do a PhD or a doctorate program. So just to summarise, it's not a complicated system, okay? The documents that we require are not very difficult for you to obtain. Lists of your transcripts from your university, reference letters, none of that is particularly difficult for you to achieve. So please don't think that the British system is very complicated and very difficult, because to be honest with you, in comparison with many other systems, it's not difficult at all, okay? You don't need everything to start the process. As I mentioned to you, you don't need to have your final transcript. You don't need to have finished your university degree. You don't need to have done the English exam, okay? Many people say, oh, I can't apply because I haven't got my English exam. You don't need your English exam to make an application. You can make an application with the documents that you have available, okay? So the English exam is normally something that you can send at a later date. So for example, if you wanted to start your course in September of 2011, you could send your English exam until maybe March, April, May of next year. But you should start your application, your academic application, now, because the university spends time to evaluate your academic profile. The English exam is simply, do you have the score or don't you have the score? There is no time for the university to evaluate your English level. So, as I said, you don't need the English exam to make the application. So don't delay your application because you think you need to have that finished. Use our help and support. The good thing I think about British universities is that people like myself and my colleagues outside are more than happy to help you with individual questions and individual doubts that you might have. So please use us, and we would be more than happy to help you in that way. And then this is just my details, and I have my cards and my contact details. I'm officially in this event representing York and Bristol universities, as I mentioned to you at the beginning of the talk. So please come to my table. I'll be happy for you to take my details, or again, vice versa, for me to contact you. To be honest, I think it's very useful for you to use help and support from the British representatives, because, as I said, it's not, maybe it's new to you, the system, and you need our help and support in those types of questions. Well, that's the end of my official presentation. I think we have a few minutes for questions, so I know that a couple of people raised a hand during the talk, so has anybody got any questions they would like to ask to finish? Yeah, please go ahead.